Alright, what is up, guys? Welcome back. It is another Monday evening, and sorry for making some noise, but we should be good to go. Let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. It is Micro Mondays, guys. It's RC Steve 710. What is up? Welcome back. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody had a great weekend and an awesome week. Shout out, guys. What were you doing over the weekend that was RC related? While we wait for some of the homies to join in, I'll go ahead and say what's up to everybody in the chat. Hopping on in, already starting that conversation. Man Down Inc. Hello, brother. Old school. What up, my guy? Scott Oliver, 215. Last week's Micro Monday winner right there. Schwab, 2183. What is up, brother? Jer81. Yo, yo. Cartel Crawlers. What's up? Pluto's Planet. RC. Let's go. Radio Control Junkie. What is up, brothers? Remote Adventures, Tiny Trucks. That's right, that's right. You guys got, Pluto's got to drive his Alien V3 build, finally. Nice, man. Love to hear that. What is good, guys? We have a pretty chill week, to be honest. It is the first week of April. Hopping in, guys. So we just caught the very end of the first week of April, in a sense, if you were to count by the calendar days. But we are cranking along, guys. Let's go ahead and get Mark in. Sorry, I think I got my calendar days all mixed up, man. Yeah, first Micro Mondays of April, I should say. We're already in the second week. But yes, guys, we actually have quite a few topics to talk about tonight. But overall, everything was pretty chill, pretty mellow for the beginning of April. We're waiting for Mark, but let's go ahead and get started. Haven't seen that body in a while. Yeah, I brought out some old school bodies right here, guys. Have just some stuff in the shop. We actually have the Northwest Chassis Works, the C1 chassis, the Atho C1. I love this one. Need to get some shock tuning, some shock rebuild, some shock maintenance on this thing. These Proline shocks kind of leaky. But other than that, man, this thing drives super fun. It's got everything I need right there. And got the little power wagon right there with some Super 8 axles. We'll show you that truck maybe later, maybe tonight. Who knows? But Athos, guys, we talked about them last week. They were in stock on the Athos chassis, and we actually gave one out last week. So thanks to Northwest Chassis Works. But also, guys, we also wanted to share with you, speaking of Northwest Chassis Works, about those BOA servo mounts, as well as the servo guards for your servos. So I know a lot of guys are starting to set up trucks that resemble this kind of cage, bodiless or cage style, buggy style. And for those of you guys who have built something like this, we know that the electronics can be kind of tight spaced when it comes to your setup. So Northwest Chassis Works actually makes these aluminum BOA servo mounts for the SCX24 axles. You can go ahead and throw this one on stock SCX24 axles, Super 8 axles, plus 4 Endura axles, and I'm not sure, I think the newer nylon Mias axles, I would say that this would work for it as well. It's a nice little open spot. He did include a couple updates actually to this servo mount. So what you see right here, this is an earlier version, but the servo mount, you guys can see I had the removable standoffs for the servo. Now it's all solid one-piece design, guys. And also you will see in this little area, not on mine, but there is a threaded hole that you can go ahead and put a screw. There's also a tiny threaded hole, I believe, right here on the side, where you can go ahead and put another screw, and that basically acts as a battery strap. Actually, we can show it right here real quick. So there you guys can see the little screw, one piece design, guys. So no separate pieces. That'll make everything super rigid. And then there's the other hole for the battery strap. And then the servo guard is actually one of my favorite things, especially if you're going to build something like this where you have the servo fully exposed out in the wild, out in the open. So while my servo horn is taking a beating on the rocks, everything is pretty clean, keeping this servo nice and scratch free. So I've been beating it up. You guys see a few scratches even on the guard, but the servo itself still pretty clean. So those are in stock, guys. Check those out. And that'll be one of the first topics we talk about tonight.
Yo, yo.
Hey.
There he is. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. You?
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Everything is working great.
Nice. Yeah, it's crystal clear.
Nice. Love that, guys. Love when that's always a good Micro Monday show. Crisp video, crisp sound. Let's get this show going. How are you today, Mark? How's your week?
Just getting
Last
started.
week.
Oh, last week. Oh, I don't remember. Fast. I don't. It was definitely fast. I know that. Monday to Friday was like, wing.
Right. It's always seems to be that way, especially if it's just cranking out, grinding, grind time. Even the weekend, man, it flew fast for me.
Way too quick.
I missed out on a swap meet, man. I was
Oh,
bummed, but over here, if you're in SoCal, the swap meets, there's always tons of swap meets for the RC. So you guys did catch that one. It was a Crawlers and Coffee swap meet, guys, over in Brackett Airport in Pomona, California. Out there, also, you guys can just meet a whole bunch of cool individuals from the RC community and get to check out some steals and deals, see what people have, and then of course there's rock area you can go out and crawl same day. There's a lot of events actually starting to pick up, Mark. It's crazy.
that's funny. Sorry, I was reading comments.
Oh, no problem. I'm actually reading a couple comments too. I was looking at this one from Grant. What size screw for the RS100s? It made one bite, but don't like it. Oh, I think he's talking about the on the servo horns. Mark, do
Oh,
you
right.
sometimes? Well, what I recommend if you guys want that extra security is I actually install a little lock nut or nut on the other side of the servo horn. That way you can really crank it down and lock it in place. Do you do that too as well, Mark?
Yeah, I've also used blue Loctite.
Yeah, blue Loctite also works great too. Um, so try some of those remedies for the servo horns. Let's see real quick. Yeah, those servo cards. I know Milk Tea actually has done a little polish job. I just saw some of his posts that people were inspired by. They were polishing their servo guards, and they're looking crazy with that raw aluminum finish. I might have to get one just to try something like that.
What does that say?
What?
Oh, what size? Like what length? I think is the question.
What length screw for the silver horn? Screw? I would say I use like an 8 millimeter on mine. Sometimes I can get away with like a 6 millimeter screw. Always SoCal, yeah. it's always a late one on the east side, guys, but we appreciate everybody hopping in. So let's hop into a few more topics for tonight. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So speaking of stuff that happened over here in SoCal, Marks, like the swap meet, and then there was also on yesterday, Sunday, in Fontana, California, there was a little micro comp or micro meetup, hosted by El Sucio 710. So that was a kind of I didn't really get to catch that event either, but any micro events, man, it seems like they're taking off more and more over here on the East Coast. I know that there's always tons of events going on over there. But before we hop over to the East Coast, this past weekend also up in NorCal, hosted by NorCal RC and Burnt Bagel RC. They had their micro comp that was just yesterday as well. So plenty of events to go out and check out everybody's builds, test your truck on some pretty tricky courses, and of course always get to meet and greet with everybody around you and could potentially win some cool prizes. So hopping back over to the East Coast.
Wow.
What did you say, Mark?
That's Rifle, Colorado. I haven't heard that in a long time. Cool.
Yeah, shout out if there's events happening near you guys. We're going to be shouting out a couple events that are coming up as well. But all month long, last month, Mark, was the Berkshire RC and the Rock Hard RC Micro Madness Series comp. And that one came to a finale this past weekend on Saturday. So prizes were dealt out. All the points and the standings were all tallied up, and the winner was chosen. So really like those events, guys. It really brings the skill level kind of like, all right, these guys are in it to win it. You got to come every week, show up, show out. It's just it's another fun way to get in that competition mode. Let's hop into what's coming this year. We've spoken with Micro Crawler Club here on Micro Mondays a few months back, and he's been meaning to share on Instagram all the upcoming events that he kind of mentioned when we were speaking with him. So he finally has an updated flyer right here. So here you guys can see if you guys are going to be in the live near Utah area, or want to go out and experience some micro events in the Utah area. Here's a whole layout of all the events right there. The Triple Crown events, Mark, are like the micro Ultra 4 racing. So they'll probably have like dedicated big courses or something, and you got to make like a few laps, time trial style. There's the comp dates right there in the black. And then also what I was stoked about is they're making their way over to the Pro Line by the Fire again this year, guys. If you haven't been to Pro Line by the Fire the past 2 years, Micro Crawler Club has been pushing the micro scene to the max levels out there, getting everybody familiar with micro RC, kind of, making it fun, basically. So if you have a micro RC and only a micro RC and you still want to go to Pro Line, don't be shy. Don't feel that, it's only like for bigger trucks, because the Micro Crawler Club makes it literally all about the micros over there, and tons of lines. Yeah, they did win that People's Choice for the coolest courses out there. So out of all the 110 ones, that micro course took home the best. So that's something to say, man. It should be a fun one. Mark, I know we were planning on that. But if you were to get into a Triple Crown, do you have are you looking to would you build a U4, I would say? A little U4 micro racer?
I don't have one at the moment, but I think that would be fun. Definitely. Um, it's not. I mean, it's different than crawling, obviously, but yeah.
I guess I'm kind of curious to see like if that were to be something a lot of people would to consider hosting events for. What type of classes or rules would be, allowed? Would it be like a 1/18th scales class, 1/24th scale class, or brushed class, brushless class, things like that? Kind of interesting. I would be definitely interested in seeing some more classes or events like that hosted everywhere else. If you guys are feeling the same thing too, shout it out. Or if you guys have participated in anything like that, let us know in the comments too, in the chat.
I think the 18 scale ring and pinion axles would be a lot more fun for something like that than worm gear axles.
Yeah, some of the Ultra 4 rigs that I've kind of had in my possession, what I would consider them too, like the Mias Racing ones, the MB24 or the Mias Racing. What was the one before it? They just call it the Ripper.
Yeah, I think it was just a Ripper. Yeah,
those are pretty cool ones. LGRP, they do have a couple of those, faster style cages too. Other than that, I don't think there's too many besides kind of making your own homemade looking U4 kit. You know any other ones that might be out there, Mark?
I think, man. Yeah, other than people just hand making them. No, I think the Mias ones, LGRP. Yeah, I can't really think anything else.
Yeah, if you guys know of any other ones, let us know in the comments. Let me see right here. Hopping over to other news. Let's talk about Hard Park. Hard Park was teasing some stuff last week, and as they always tease stuff, we're always waiting for these crazy products from them. They've been teasing the MOA axles. I think they should be coming out, in about a month or so, I would say, anytime now. But they also just announced something brand new this past week. Let's take a look at it real quick. So here we go. Boom. So I was calling this, it's a Dementor. Looks like it, but it's more so like a rounded tube style rather than a flat rail. So that makes me think, look at those crazy wheels too, that this is some sort of a Dementor full aluminum, similar to what Mias Racing was doing with the limited edition, uh, 100 made RTRs. So this looks like a full aluminum Dementor right there. Just based off looking at that. I don't know if I can pause it right there. Man, we probably have to rewind it, but comes with the Hard Park axles, all the links. But you can see there's the tubing style right there. So it's different than a regular Dementor, which obviously looks pretty insane. You can also see up here, guys, that there's like a new electronics cover to make everything real clean. So that kind of looks like a dashboard right there, and just little clean areas and setups for the electronics. So pretty crazy stuff as always from Hard Park RC. there you guys can see some of the electronic mounts right there.
Interesting.
So tube chassis, huh? Maybe you could make that into a rock bouncer too. But also, guys, don't know where you guys are tuning in from, but the weather kind of picked up in places, got nasty, got either super cold or flooded. So Hard Park, he wanted to shout out that there might be some shipping delays, guys, as there's some floods that are impacting the roadways and stuff to get to other areas of civilization, as he says. So shipping might take a little bit longer than normal for Hard Park. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you guys have any crazy weather going on in your area. Mark, how is it right now? Is it hot in Arizona?
It's actually pretty nice, man. It was like 78 today, but Thursday's 100, so there's that.
Oh, right, already?
Yeah. But we had, like 2 weeks ago, there was like a couple days in the high 90s, and then it was back to like 65. So it's just kind of how it is, like this time of year.
Yeah. Coming back to that Hard Park
That
aluminum.
thing's crazy looking,
Yeah,
bro.
let's go back to it real quick. See if we can look at it one more time. But yeah, it's definitely crazy. I think what a lot of people are kind of anticipating, or at least hoping for, is there seems to be a lot of buggy style chassis coming out, but most of them, for now, end up to be like a printed material. So here you guys can see the machining cuts, the lines. Having an aluminum, buggy cage like this is something you can actually feel like abusing or something. So if it was like a chassis you want to set up as like a four-wheel steer buggy or something that's fast, I kind of like seeing stronger parts like that, or at least something like a ABS injection molded, nylon
Right.
injection molded thing. But yeah, that's just crazy. I'm waiting for the Thai Pro, the VTech Thai Pro collab, the titanium little MB1 buggy. Who knows when that'll be coming soon, guys, but I think maybe this year. Let's hop over to servos. I know a lot of people always want to do that most color matching, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
And these things go hot, they always sell out. So while you can, guys, they are not pre-order, but they are in stock now. So blue, purple, and orange NSDRC RS100 micro servos are in stock. These are some of the most powerful little micro servos available, guys. And they come with...
Yep, I see it now. 197 on 3.
The
4.
Yeah, you guys can see all the...
That's like, honestly, that's I would say that's more than most RTR 110 crawlers.
It is, honestly.
They're usually like 140, 150 at best.
That's crazy. I've seen somebody use one of these little RS100s in a UTB-18 to steer the front end.
Really?
Yeah, well, they had a super light, carbon wheels with just a little bit of brass up front, and it was working no problem. These come with the matching colored servo horns also, guys, so either purple, orange, or blue. And what better way, man? You can go all out. You can match the chassis now with shocks or servos with shocks. I know we got some of the flame anodized links now. You can probably add more color combos to that. So if you guys were in the market for a colored servo, which color would you guys pick up?
Oh, man.
They don't have the red one or the green one. They haven't had those available in a little while, I think. So the green one and the red one, they're pretty rare, I would say. The red one's been out for quite a while. The orange one is one of the newer ones. So
And then there's
I got
the pink ones in the
oh,
one time a year
yeah,
too, right?
yeah, pink ones, man. You guys got all the collection? Let me know. Let's talk about what we kind of missed talking about last week, but we did shout out that he was diving into SCX24 products, or at least, the carbon. So let's talk about carbon again, guys. You guys already seen these. If not, these are Mintech carbon fiber chassis braces, guys. I actually have them here on my manta ray. You guys can see that nice carbon weave bolts on nicely. Perfect spacing for the SCX24s. So if you guys wanted to match, get a whole bunch of carbon going on, Mintech has been offering Mintech RC, guys, whole bunch of beadlock wheel faces. So beadlock rings, basically, guys, for 1.0 size wheels, trio style wheels or Endura style, 15 hole. And he is collabing also with Flub RC, so you can see some of the exclusive slime ball design carbon fiber rings, and those special flower rings look pretty dope as well. I see different sizes, so I see 1.0 and 1.3. So plenty of options, guys, and if you want to support somebody small in the RC community but tons of quality, Mintech RC, guys, on Instagram. Hit him up. He'll get you guys going. And these are solid. I'm going to have to get some from him.
Hell yeah. Coop one trees? Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. There's just been so many beadlock ring options available lately. Over the past weekend, too, Angry Squirrel RC, we talked about it last week.
Totally
He did
missed
drop
out on
his
the two other ones,
beadlock
dude.
rings. You did?
Yeah, I got sidetracked with something, and at like 6, I was like, oh, man. Excuse me.
Zoom type. Well, I did figure that you would get sidetracked, so and I think I got you upset, man.
For real?
Don't worry.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I didn't even message to see if you had any, maybe off chance.
Well, good thing for us is that you and I normally rock the trio wheels, so those were the ones that were in stock still when I checked, and I did check a little later. I kind of forgot too, but I managed to pick up 2 of those Yoda beadlock rings.
Fuck.
Zoom pad, brother. The spring pollen and stuff's coming.
The citrus trees, dude.
Oh yeah.
It gets me every time. It's like the only thing that does it to me. And then when I start, it doesn't stop. It's at least like 9 or 10 in a row.
You guys picking up beadlock rings. I was kind of curious what's your go-to for beadlock rings. Do you guys prefer the printed style? Do you guys like the aluminum style or titanium or carbon fiber? Now there's lots of options for everybody. But I'm just curious, which ones would you like your beadlock rings in the most? What material? Let's hop over to a new product that just dropped last week too. I think it's time. We're starting to see some hardline 6x6s again, guys. At least I've been seeing a couple new ones happening last week. But this one right here, we actually have DBRC chassis dynamics with the King Snake 6x6. So these are announced that they're ready to go. Everything is set up. So if you guys have a TRX4M and you're looking for a 6x6, you guys can check out the King Snake 6x6. He's claiming that everything is working great, such as no dropouts on the drive shaft and just keeping everything smooth and in line. I'm not sure what the wheelbase options would be, but dude, 6x6s are enormous. And then what I kind of saw, I saw a couple things from, yeah, that must be easily like a 190 or 180 millimeter wheelbase, something long. But check that out, guys. And then if you're looking for a SEX24 version, we actually had, oh man, I messed it up. Oh, here we go. Coupe RC. Yeah, what am I doing with my camera? Coupe RC teasing an early prototype one as well. So this one, you can see one of their team drivers, El Sucio, driving it on the rocks. So for SCX24, we haven't seen many SCX24 6x6s as well, besides like a Mias one or something kind of standard. So seeing stuff with the angled skids and all this kind of tunability for the little guys makes it pretty exciting. I definitely think it's almost time for me to get a 6x6 build going here, but yeah, I'm still kind of waiting, still kind of seeing if it's something I want to do, but eventually I'm gonna get one.
Dude, I want to see 3 servos.
3 servos?
Yeah, all 3 axles turning.
I think I've seen that already. Well, I don't know if I've seen it
on a micro though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. It might just be 2 servo steering, but it was an 8x8 actually, micro. I think OCCRC. I don't know if he still has his or not. But
Okay.
let's hop back real quick. Back to Coupe, since we're talking about Coupe. He also teased another new product. So that was just a prototype where we saw that 6x6, guys. Now we're gonna hop over here, and if you guys are building the Coupe Eels, and you're looking for something a little bit more crazier in the
232
breakover
millimeter
department,
wheelbase.
yeah, look at that thing. So, oh yeah, this is like a shorty one supposedly.
Looks like it.
But he's actually introducing this one's called the Coupe RC Sea Snake for the SCX24. So he said he started working on it about a year ago, but he didn't have much time, kind of working on that one on the side. So finally, he's got it set up in the final form, and also he's in works with Seal Designs as they kind of collabed on this chassis to feature a specific carrier bearing. So that way, yes, guys, Coupe RC, now you can get the carrier bearing set up. You guys can see the drive shaft is really high up here. So this is just a teaser right here. And then if you guys know Coupe, he does have some more budget-friendly options like the 3D printed EO lights, but he's going to just keep this one as the metal-only type of chassis. So he says you'll see this guys drop before the end of the month. So stay tuned if something like that, if you're waiting for something like that, you can check that out from Coupe RC. We're going to talk about a few chassis tonight. There's been a whole bunch of chassis dropping over the past week.
Many chassis.
Yeah. Let me hop over here real quick. So DBRC chassis dynamics, coming back to that King Snake 6x6, 232 millimeter wheelbase, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's longer than a UTB 18. That's beast.
Right?
Let's see. 180. What kind of runtime do you personally get, Mark, with a Palm Beach 183S?
Oh, I haven't actually used that yet. I got them not too long ago, and but usually the what's the other one? 240
The
or 260?
250s?
Yeah,
The Galaxies?
yeah, yeah. Whatever those are. That depends on the motor, honestly, but it's like 30 to 45 minutes, easy.
Yeah, we could definitely get about that range as well for
Yeah, so
the
the
180.
180 is probably 25, 30.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the old. What were the first 180s we had? I don't remember the name of the
Like the
brand. Was it?
Hyperions
Yeah,
or the
the Hyperion or the Nanotechs?
oh yeah, the Turnigy ones.
Turnigy, there you go. Yeah. Those actually got surprisingly good runtime for how small they were.
Yeah. Yeah, if you still have some of those are probably one of the coolest ones to kind of hang on to. They still work
Small.
great.
And they fit just about anywhere you. Yeah, if you got like 3 or 4, big deal.
Let's see what I got right here. Damn, yeah, so those 6x6s are pretty long. Let's see. Trying to catch up on this these chats right here.
Yeah, I was running over it.
We might not have a
Still
giveaway
recovering from that
tonight.
sneezing.
Oh yeah, take your time, bro.
I actually muted it because it just kept going. And now I'm all fucking, my nose is all.
Oh no. Yeah. For those guys who are waiting for giveaways tonight, not tonight, but we'll probably put one out for this month for sure. Last week this whole last month was crazy. The Micro Mondays March Madness, we called it. So April, we're just coming in, trying to get everything going. But yeah, we'll expect a giveaway this month for sure.
Dude,
Let's hop in.
got we got $100 bonus at work for not calling out for March or not changing your schedule or something along that line. So
Oh, nice.
that was kind of cool. Just because it's busy. It's like spring break there.
Yeah, I bet it's probably busy.
Bad kids, dude.
Let's hop into this new product that we just saw also. So speaking of chassis, we got Mofo RC. Mofo RC is finally hopping in to the one world.
Steve-O,
Yes.
read the chat real quick.
What is that? Let me see.
DBR.
Want to give away no giveaway. Want to throw in a Gila Monster? Yeah, we could do that. I would just have to write the names and stuff. Might take a little longer, and normally we'd post it that kind of stuff like ahead of time, so we can give opportunity of everybody to kind of check out the profile. But if you guys, if you want DBRC, that would be more than amazing, guys. Start off the first Micro Mondays with the giveaway. Let us know in the chat, and then I can get cranking away over here. But in the meantime, all right, let's do it. So Let's hop into Mofo real quick, though, guys. Mofo RC is dropping their C1 chassis. So here's what it looks like right there. Pretty basic setup overall, guys. It does have some upper link geometry, front and rear. So it looks like maybe for a stock skid still, guys. So the belly clearance, I think it's just his kind of chassis. I think he might be accommodating for multiple lengths, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
C10 all the way up to Gladiator. That's kind of my guess. And just keeping things super chill. You guys can see he still wants you to rock like the stock battery. You can upgrade to a 050 brushed and things like that, Mofo accessories. So it's just another option, guys. If you're looking for that, that's a new product. They're working at $85.99 for the chassis kit. Oh, so you can pick two wheelbases, a C1 standard and C1 long wheelbase. Here's kind of what it looks like right there. So pretty cool. If you're looking for the most clearance, I'm not too sure. This one would be like insane, but I do like all the options, the MJF quality printed parts, and just kind of a cool little upgrade for something stock and basic.
Does it have the option to like add axles and stuff?
So
As like a kit, like, or is it just a replacement chassis for?
trying to see real quick what it all comes. It says, hold on. So it'll include the chassis, all the little accessories and stuff like that, hardware. But no, unfortunately, nothing else than that.
Okay, no links.
No links and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it looks like he's actually taking initiative though into offering a lot of the accessories and the whole chassis kit style, which is pretty cool to see. I know he did a little bit more like just printed and like other materials, but he does have some aluminum options as well. But seeing this one for another option, not too shabby. And then if you guys wanted to get a little bit more razzle dazzle, checking it out, we had a mega teaser posted last week. And we had a teaser right here from Flub RC with the caption, "Just keep scrolling. Nothing to see here." So obviously there's a lot to see here. Let's go ahead and try and get up close and personal. See what are we looking at from this picture, guys. Is there anything that you guys see right here? I'll tell you what I see right here. I see like a white, some sort of chassis right there. If we can, oh, it doesn't zoom in like that. I can't do that. I tried, but maybe I can zoom in with my phone. So there we go. There's something white, looks like some shock towers right there. So could it be like a flood kit? This looks cool, this whole little comp bed style right here. So I see some links and stuff like that. And if we scroll past this, you guys can see looks like big tires, comp bed, stubby look. Looks pretty badass. So I'm guessing a new body. Looks like a little comp cut right here. And yeah, it looks like a whole chassis underneath with link set, body set. So it looks like a whole kit. So should be pretty cool, guys. If you're looking for another project, and especially with the Flub RC body, something that's an all-in-one setup, check out this, what Flub RC is teasing. Carrier bearing? Yeah, shout out. I might have one. Who knows? I kind of think I see the drive shaft up there, but I'm interested. It was just posted 6 days ago, guys. We'll have to see what's going on. And then lastly, for chassis stuff, we actually just got a little teaser today. We've been seeing Nacho teasing his drop coming up pretty soon. But look at these, Mark.
I like those.
Something
Cool.
spicy right there.
That's cool. That's different.
So the jalapenos.
Yeah, that's definitely cool.
Yeah, that's super sick for sure.
Trail?
Trio. So trio options. He says something spicy is coming soon. So this looks like a whole bunch of stuff that's about to drop this month from Nacho. He's been teasing
That's like 16.
newer bodies, the chassis drops, of course, and then looks like he's venturing out into some extra stuff. So the beadlock faces, super sick stuff, guys. And then lastly, I got one more. I'm over here checking the notes. Top over to the tires. So we have right here, Little Guy Racing Parts. They kind of went, they did a post to show us some background, some little behind the scenes look at the upcoming 57 millimeter claw hammer tires. So yeah, those new claw hammers that were available now, they're in 63 millimeters, which is kind of the normal big size. So if you guys have picked those up and you like the way that the claw hammers are working for you, now you guys want something that you can stuff under your scale bodies or smaller tire kind of builds, you guys can check out these ones. I love the sidewall profile. Looks pretty cool how they make that and stuff like that. It looks like they can easily kind of make it a little narrower if they really wanted to, but kind of looking at this, I just paused it right here. So in this size that they're saying, 57 by 18 millimeters wide. So while this is nice to see, because I think a lot of people have been waiting to see the slimmer profile, the narrower profile on the smaller tires that they offer. I think the Trench Kings were a little wider, right?
Well, these are black labels, so let's see what these say.
Or black labels, I meant. Yeah, let me go ahead and check black labels, 57s, or you can check for us, Mark. Check for us real quick, and if you don't see it, I'll check. But in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna get the wheel.
So damn small.
So tiny. See if I can pull it up real quick. I'm waiting for the Grippers 57.
It kind of looks like a 19, but I can't. It's so small, even with the light on.
It's a 19.
Okay.
It's a 19. So 1 millimeter thinner. That sounds cool, right?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm not mad about how wide these are.
I think they're just listening to a lot of the audience for sure on this next one coming out. And I think a lot of people wanted it to be a little bit narrower. Yeah. All right, Mark. Let's do anything in the chat you want to just shout out real quick. Let's talk tires.
I like all tires. Depends on the build. Depends on the truck, what the body is. Yeah. The wheelbase, the axle width, track width. So I think all tires have a place.
Yeah. I was having that conversation today with people, some few people, and I've kind of gotten so accustomed to that 138 millimeter little wheelbase, such as like this one, the Athos C1, and that's mainly because too I also I also prefer to rock the smaller tires on that. So I know a lot of people are rocking bigger tires lately, kind of like the bigger tires right now. So would you say, Mark, if you're going to rock bigger tires, would you recommend extending the wheelbase or running something with a longer wheelbase?
Yeah, longer wheelbase and a wider track width if you're going to run bigger tire. Not like, I mean, you know me, I don't really do anything besides hard body scale. So what fits in the wheel wells and what looks good is what I'm going to run.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a hard question to answer too, because I
There's
have,
no
the
right
longer
answer to that.
wheelbase with
Yeah.
tiny tires.
Yeah. And then look at your ridiculous hard body Forerunner 5th gen.
On the
Thing gets after it
tiny tires.
on like tiny pit bulls. Like, what are those, 51s?
Yeah,
And it just eats, dude. So there's no right or wrong answer to tires. Run what you like, dude. Find what works for you guys. I'll always answer that way.
true.
Not what I like. What works for you.
Shout out what's
Now,
been
when it comes
working
to
for you guys.
looks, if we're going on looks only, I'm gonna pick a scale tire. And I'm probably gonna pick a TSL or a BFG or something that looks like a BFG, like a black label, which actually does work for me in my area.
Zero.
Yeah, see, people like their Patagonias too.
Oh yeah. I still have those smaller tires because I want to wake them up with, eventually when I get to them again with some flub inserts, and I think that'll definitely wake them up with those older compounds.
Yeah, I haven't tracked Patagonias in probably probably more, 6 or 7 years now. Think about it. So maybe that compound's changed.
I know the Scramblers are still one of my favorites. I don't know if the compounds changed with those, but
Well, I think that's still their softest, the X2SS or whatever it was. Nothing wrong with scramblers. Nothing wrong with their KM3s either, on the smaller side. Especially for that
what
good scale look. What's all the hot sauce talk?
probably Nacho maybe? Let
I saw some Tapatio in there.
let's hop into something that you have, if you will.
Something I have. Okay.
Yeah, maybe like what have you been working on?
Oh, slowly but surely, man. So this bad boy. Still getting the details. Started doing the door handles. Got
Oh
the,
man.
the door, all the body line where like the rubber would be filled in. So then I can come back over a little bit of black wash here and there. Yeah. Need to finish this grill up and do the windows and then figure out what the hell I'm gonna do on the interior.
Do you
And then
have your
I need to get on the Cricut and put a GMC's sticker on the back here. What?
do you have a C1 Athos?
Oh yeah. That's one of those builds I had to like step back from because it was getting so intricate. I need to just figure out what I'm gonna do with it because the full interior is like not easy. But it's that Suburban. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Oh yeah, I think so.
This bad dog. It's the same. It's the same one. Blue
What?
chassis,
Yeah,
blue RS100.
shake it down.
Uh, but the full interior is where I stop because I need to build some sort of to get the front seat to work so I could get all the electronics and the motor to sit right. But I got the ride height right, so I'm okay with that. So that's the next step is get the rest of the interior figured out and then painted, and then it should be able to be driven.
Yeah, I think I
That's a
want
big
to change my
truck,
shocks
dude.
on mine.
What do you
These
get?
Proline ones, I love them, but they just leak
They look
like
like
crazy.
crazy. This is why I stuck with the hot racing big bores. They're cheaper too. It's hot sauce Mondays now. That's why.
Yeah, those next ones I've been liking a lot. I usually just empty out the oil and then I put my own oil in the next ones because I can find them sometimes a little tiny stiff sometimes. But I've actually remedied that with a couple tricks. Let me see if I can grab.
Do you do
Yeah,
the standard ones or do you do the remote reservoir?
I do the standard one.
I still want to get some of those remote reservoir. They're like twice the price of the standard ones, though.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just another extra thing that I don't want to do personally.
I don't know. I'm curious. I want to try it once at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Max, with that little bonus, maybe I'll grab a set. Oh God, motor
I'll
and ESC. I run all kinds of different shit. ESC's VTech, but everybody has their own preference on what they want to run from. The AM32 stuff. So,
How would you
me,
build a Gladius, Mark?
what is that?
Or how would you build like those chassis with the deadbolt front end and then like the super long
Oh,
rear ends, like the
the
CF?
crazy.
Yeah, those crazy ones where
Um,
sometimes the
I
motor
would go with
have
a
to sit rear.
pancake style motor, the flat outrunner. So probably a mini Komodo. I've had plenty of success with those. Um, it's like the perfect KV in my opinion for the options I've tried versus like the Mofo pancakes. Although I do have what's the middle one? It's like pancake, revenge of pancake, and then there's a middle motor. I forgot I got that. I just said that out loud, but I have it in a box, and I want to try that one too.
Like
So
an MLP or something like that.
maybe it's MOP, medium of pancake.
Yeah, something
I
like
think
that.
that's what it is, or something along that line too. Yeah, but yeah, I have that and Medio. There you go. So yeah, and then for ESCs, if you get into you know everybody seems to be getting into AM32 stuff. I know there's 1,000 people out there that love their Fury Tech stuff. I can't get it down. It never worked good for me. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to use the app. I don't know, but
I think
like I said,
there's pros and cons with it all. I'll show you. I'll show you a couple of my little setups that I've been. So I got the Nacho right here, and I was actually trying to work with this little micro Python and then these little nano receivers that I have.
that's
So
smart because that's all so tiny.
yeah,
Like those
these
are
you
some of
can
the
almost
smallest
fit,
setup you could get,
and you can fit both of those up front, no problem, and then put the battery in the rear or put them on the side, stuff like that.
right?
The Athos C1, I actually ended up having this
Or
one.
not?
It was a super clean setup as well, guys. So if you're looking for something to set this up, I actually went with the
Or not?
hard part DWS transmission,
Oh, yeah.
and then Northwest Chassis Works makes an Athos DWS transmission skid for the C1. So if you guys know that these skids, they're actually angled already at a 5-degree angled skid. So when you get those skid plates, it kind of makes you have that 5-degree angle already. So being that this has to be a 0-degree skid, Northwest Chassis Works designed the skid plate so where you get the transmission still pitched at an angle. So that helps bring the rear output shaft on the drive shaft real high up. And then you get the double bend link clearance. Like these are some of the first ones that I made. So all the other Athos, they get even more clearance now. That makes it pretty much flush with the driveline. So the DWS makes that motor sit up super low. I was able to install the micro receiver up in front, tucked inside the mag mount. So that kind of freed up a whole lot of space. I don't have anything in the back. My battery goes on this side, and then I have the VTEC ESC nicely placed up right there. So you guys can try one of these, and you guys can see for a 0-degree skid, you got a lot of breakover, super short belly on these little
Now,
Athos.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's something I noticed you've been doing randomly. Front shocks normal, rear shocks inverted. Why?
So that one was because
Clearance?
that one was because of these Proline shocks.
Okay.
So the Proline shocks, as you guys can see right here, they come with like a longer sided, like a spacer on one side because with these big fat bores, you got to have that spacer on there. So with these deluxe shocks or these deluxe knuckles have a nice cutout in the back to get extreme steering. That way it kind of, it clears the nuts and bolts and stuff like that. But that's kind of the limit right here on the bottom, as you guys can see. So no additional
So if you ran them
spacers.
inverted up front, they wouldn't clear.
Yes, exactly. So
Now, why would
coming
you run
back,
them inverted?
so I ran them inverted in the back on a stock style axle. So I did end up spacing it out even more on the bottom. So that gives me like a little like inboard style shock positioning. So having them laid inside for me, it really adds that extra little bit of control and stability, and just gives it a nice feel on the rocks. So that's the reason why I did it with these shocks.
Okay.
But normally, guys, you'll see me rocking them standing up front and rear. But the little shock trick, guys, if you want to try that with the spacers on the axles, you guys can try that. Pick up some Endura SCX24 spacers, and you don't need to do that with the Super 8 axles, guys. They're already spaced out nice and wide.
Right.
Same thing with the hard park axles. But let's see right here. Any last things you want to shout out in the chat, Mark? I'm just double checking this little spin the wheel list. And big shout out again to DBRC Chassis Dynamics for being just an awesome guy, randomly wanting to bless the Micro Mondays show, guys, for the first Micro Mondays in April. Someone's going to go home with a Gila Monster chassis for the TRX4M. Deluxe axle shafts. Let's think of deluxe axle shafts.
That's a weird worded question.
Yeah,
Deluxe
I guess it
axle shafts
depends.
would better go to MES ISOs like deluxe axles.
I don't know. I think he was thinking about steering angle in general, but you guys see my C1 on stock axles with the RC Steve Extreme steering shafts or the Extreme axle shafts, or stuff like deluxe shafts, upgrading those stock axles to those shafts. Either of those shafts will,
Anything's better than dog bone.
you're getting mad steering for sure.
Yeah, anything better than dog bone.
ISO, I love them too. If you're just looking to keep your track width tight and narrow, you probably I would recommend the stock axles personally. But everybody, there's so many parts, everybody builds it, and they end up working pretty good. So let me know what you guys
Look
are
for more of
rocking with.
these too coming out soon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the tits.
Yeah.
We actually just, you got some of those Flame Anno steering links on there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's all the whole link setup is.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the blue
okay.
one. Yeah,
Sick.
blue on silver.
We actually, that was a new thing too. I forgot to mention that we're making the tits steering links, guys, for those tit axles. So we got the sets available. We'll give away a set of those
Yeah, Ram
tit
Crab. Those
steering
are
links
affordable. They were good too.
next week.
Excuse me.
All right, Mark, we're a little over time, but hey, that was still a pretty packed filled episode or
Yeah,
show,
that's a lot.
guys, tonight for Micro Mondays. So, guys, thank you again. We got the list over here all sorted out, all closed off. So if you guys were hanging out with us, you guys would have known that DBRC is giving away a Gila Monster. So let's go ahead, head over to the screen, and let's find a winner. Are we? I don't know if we're playing the rules of Micro Monday's regular rules, but I think
Well, I think it's
why
last
not,
minute,
right?
so it's just.
It's just whoever. All right.
Well, no, I guess let's play by the rules, so we don't. No
Yeah,
one gets
let's
their
play by the
fucking butt
rules.
hurt.
If you guys did see that DBRC Chassis Dynamics was giving out a Gila Monster, you guys should already know. Definitely give a follow. But
Yeah.
if it says no, but we would just say, yo, give him a follow, man. Check out his stuff for the TRX4M and the Ascent 18. I'm not sure if you're still offering the Ascent 18 chassis, but TRX4M, guys, the King Snake and Gila Monster and the Cardinal, you guys can check out, and the 6x6, the new 6x6. So here we
Dude, that shit's
go,
wild.
guys.
What was the wheelbase?
235. I'm going to shuffle this again. Yes, thank you again, Davey.
Yeah, Davey. Hell yeah. Appreciate
All
your
right,
help.
guys, here goes. Good luck to everybody, and please shout out and make sure that you're watching.
He said it's his giveaway, so it's his rules. He said no rules.
All right, no rules. And look at that. The El Sucio, the 6x6 King now.
How funny is that?
And he's going to go with, he just got chosen, guys. So El Sucio, hope you got another 6x6 build ready to go for the TRX4M. Congratulations, brother. Hit up DBRC Chassis Dynamics in the DMs. And yeah, I'm sure you're going to be unlocking tons and tons of lines now over at the Southridge spot. So everybody else,
Oh, is that where that was? Okay.
yeah, guys, they live at an awesome rock crawling spot. But everybody else
Never been,
tuning
but I'm
in,
familiar with watching it.
we had a pretty crazy show, Mark. Tons and tons of chassis releases, teasers, product restocks, the RS100s, micro events happening all over the place, guys. So we'll be back next week with more info on all that type of stuff. And thank you again to DBRC Chassis Dynamics. We'll be back, guys. We'll share with you guys some new stuff for next week, and you guys don't want to miss out. Mark, brother, appreciate you guys always hopping on. We'll be back next week.
Ooh.
We'll share with you guys some new stuff. So,
Like that.
yeah,
That's
there
cool.
you go. Have a great week, guys. Catch you next one. Peace.